Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: are you really losing time? So here we are, just about 48 hours away from. If you're in any part of the world that does this, then you know what's happening. It is time to spring forward. And in this whole springing forward, it means that we will go to bed on, I believe, Saturday night, and we will turn our clocks ahead 1 full hour. And even most clocks and phones and computers do this now for us anyway, where if you go to bed at 11:30, it is actually 12:30. And so what does that mean? Typically what we say then is that you are losing an hour. And in losing that hour, a lot of things start to happen, folks. And here's what I mean by that. There's two scenarios that I really want to address here today. One, I'm doing this podcast for you and delivering it on the Friday before turning our clocks ahead, because I'm hoping that it'll help you to some way, somehow be proactive in your mental approach to how you're going to go into this. Now, for some of you, it's like, hey, this is no big deal. Don't worry, I have a lesson here for you as well. But for others of you, you know yourself. You know that come Monday, you will wake up and say, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, and feel some way, somehow you cannot get done what you wanted to get done. I've also known people to carry this out for days and weeks, literally moving them further and further away from what it is that they want, as opposed to doing the work to getting done what they want. So the first part of this discussion becomes the excuse. Because if you prepare now, if you become proactive now, and you look at this possible obstacle, by the way, look at this for any area of your life. You look for the possible obstacle that could exist over the course of the next 72 hours with a time change. And what are the stories that you start to tell yourself? And truly, if you're willing to work ahead, then you can now project a different outcome. You could actually plan and identify, this is how I want it to go. Here's the actions I'm willing to take. Maybe I'll go to bed earlier on Sunday night. Maybe I'll go to bed earlier on Saturday and Sunday night. I'm going to go ahead and set my clock 15 minutes earlier on Monday morning so that I'm more likely to get up and get moving. In other words, I'm going to put a little bit of a sense of urgency under my butt to just get up and get going. I don't know what the solution is for you, but what I do know is that it's times like these that many people are tested. In other words, how bad do you really want it? How bad do you want the things that you keep saying that you want? Because now there is a possible obstacle lying right ahead of you. And if you let the excuse get in the way of your obstacle, you will create more and more stories as to why you can't have what it is that you want. So if we blanket this across our lives, we say, where in your life are you using excuses? Not just time, but where else in your life across body, being, balance, and business are you using excuses as to why you can't get what you want? And if we typify it down to, and we take it down to this particular situation of a time change, where is it, or what excuses have you typically used in the past that you could take care of now to be more successful come Monday? But then we look at part two of this, and we say, where is it in life that we are losing time? Because that's what they're telling us, is that when we turn those clocks ahead, we're losing time. And so where is it that you're losing time in your life? In other words, where are you wasting time? Because ultimately, we all have 24 hours in every single day. And it's really not the time that matters. It's the quality of the time that matters. It's the quality. It's what are you doing with the time that you have, with the minutes that you have every single day, with the seconds that you have every single day. Where in your life are you, quote unquote, losing time? Is it in your health? Is it in you go to the gym and you spend too much time talking to other people at the gym, where in reality you need to just be working out. You could take an hour and a half workout and be done in 30 minutes. That's a whole hour you could have back to do something else that would improve the quality of your life, your health, and your relationships. Maybe it's in your spirituality. Maybe it's in your going to church, and when you're going to church, you're looking on your phone and you're balancing your checkbook and you're doing all kinds of crazy shit when you should just be focusing on being in the moment and in church, where maybe you become more connected to God, which means when you leave, you feel more this more sense of purpose, or this more sense of connection to God, which gives you greater clarity or greater ability to be calm as a result of it. I don't know where it is for you. In your relationships, are you spending more time on a phone, on a computer, and watching ball games when you should be spending time with your kids and your spouse or significant others? In your business, are you sitting there right now? I mean, if you're listening to the podcast, it's okay. But when you're done with the podcast, are you checking email? Are you checking text messages? Are you surfing Facebook to see what else is going on in the world? Because there you are losing time. So you sit back and you take a look across body, being, balance, and business. Yeah, I got 2 exercises for you here today. Because you take a look across body, being, balance, business, say, where in my life am I wasting time? Am I losing time? Am I pissing away time? Because it's in those moments when you're sitting there doing something that you know is a time waster, that you could be doing something that would grow you, build you, expand you. You're better off watching a 15-minute video that will help you to expand A, B, and C in your life, something that you're working on, than you are surfing Facebook, seeing what's going on in the world of fake. Yes, I said the world of fake. So when you look at your life today, let's do these 2 things. First and foremost, what is the possible excuse that you have given yourself before as to why you aren't getting something done around this time of year, when it's time to spring ahead and we lose that hour? So take a look in your life, across body, being, balance, business. Where is it that I'm using an excuse? Right now, where am I using an excuse as to why I'm not getting something done? And what can you do to flip that excuse on its head and start being productive? And if you are a time person using the spring ahead formula, what can you do now to prepare yourself Monday to be successful? And part 2 of this, where in your life are you losing time? You're pissing it away. You're wasting it on things that don't matter. Identify that area right now, and what is the one action that you could take? What is the one thing that you could be working on that would allow you to be more productive and more connected in your life, and do that thing today. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, if you haven't already, please, this is the 99th episode that you're listening to. Thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't already, please share this with friends, family members, loved ones that you believe could benefit from the daily fire I deliver here Monday through Friday every single week. Shoot them on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Ask them to rate, review, and or subscribe. And if you haven't already, man, I would really appreciate it if you would take the time to just go rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Number 2, if you haven't already, head on over to commitandgo.com, where you can get my Time Mastery program and find out more about me and the things that I do in the world of coaching, in the world of online programs, and helping people to have it all in their life and business. And finally, if you are a Facebook person or an Instagram person and you heard something in this discussion today that you find valuable, why don't you head on over to those places, those platforms, and post that quote there and where you got it from, the Commit and Go podcast. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action to create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.